Still, most of us search to construct verbiage most appropriate to the vast depth of mixed emotion thrust so swiftly upon us in the midst of death or change as a sudden impact threat. The bearded man found himself staring at the ceiling in that hospital room. Learning his entire alphabet all over again. When the nurse came back to lay on the page where he'd left off, over coffee hours later, she'd recalled the origin. Orion. Have 16 stars on a full moon evening. You wrote that night. She remembered her name because he knew the code. Knew it like he knew his sister. He never told you that he cut his sister's throat. She was not surprised when she looked up from her unwashed cup to see the clock set right at the wishing hour. You walked the block to the hospital. "22 after midnight. You were hand in hand with the bearded man. Bloodstains and all. There wasn't much coffee left. So she'd fixed another pot. And the street-lit reflections on the windows. You'd caught their narrow eyes and nervous smiles. The exchange. You almost scalded yourself when you heard your name. The bearded man held 2 separate names at 2 separate venues, and 2 names at the same place and time. After today, he'd only roll. The bearded man's legs were 2 fish in a vacuum. Motionless, floating, suspended in endless yearning of animation regeneration. And that second page. The daily bread wafted from his mouth, past the cadence and choice of phrasing you'd flagged at once as Danny's language surf. You knew it like you knew your own hand. that afternoon in the courtyard? When Danny pocketed your poem? You felt the prick of snake bite at your throat. You curled your pinky finger around his left one. His name was yours. On the third day, you rose to meet him. The time between your thumb and forefinger seemed an instant. In that stretch, you claimed the bearded man's fate. Two separate venues and two names at the same place and time. Where's the page go? Page. Oh yes, the prick of snake bite at your throat. You curled your pinky finger around his left one. His name was yours. On the third day, you rose to meet him. The time between your thumb and forefinger seemed an instant, but in that stretch, you claimed the bearded man's fate. Around midnight, you woke to find him standing naked on the lawn. The streetlight bronzed the verdigris over the curves of his bone thighs. For a moment, your eyes slid between them. Snapping back to reality, he called to you. A growl. His pupils glowing. He was sweating profusely, fists so tight his palms were